Okay, boys, welcome to LJG Sports. Is Brevin Jordan of the Houston Texans job in jeopardy? This is an article I read the other day. I believe it was like April 14th when it came out, so I'm doing this video a little late, but with the news today of the Texans signing Irv Smith to a one-year deal, I felt like it was fitting. Is Brevin Jordan's job in jeopardy? Now, the Houston Texans re-signed Brevin Jordan to a one-year extension before last season, so he has, I believe, one more year on the Texans this next coming year. It'll be a contract year for him. We already have Dalton Schultz, who is our tight end number one. And then just recently, as of today, or as when I'm recording this video, the Texans signed Irv Smith to a one-year deal. I'm not sure how much it was worth. I'm sure it's for a very minimal deal, if not the minimum deal. But what does this mean for Brevin Jordan? Is his job in jeopardy? Now, especially with them drafting, I believe last year, Cade Stover from Ohio State. So obviously the talk has been the Texans need help at the wide receiver room and stuff like that. But what about the tight end room? Obviously the Texans have veteran Dalton Schultz under contract until after the 2026 season. And then Cade Stover, like I said, was drafted in the fourth round or fifth round last year. And then we have Brevin Jordan and now Irv Smith. Out of all those players, the four tight ends we mainly have right now, Dalton Schultz, Brevin Jordan, Cade Stover, and Irv Smith. Jordan is the most intriguing to me because, one, he's very young. He's only 24 years old. We drafted him, I'm not sure when. It was pretty early into the Nick Caserio era. But we drafted him in the fifth round, I believe. Yeah, and obviously we signed him to the extension. We had, I guess, higher hopes for him this year. He ended up getting injured, I believe, in week 2. It was his ACL, which was sad to see, obviously. But what does this mean now for him going forward? Like I said, we have the tight end number one, Dalton Schultz. We have the more run blocking, I would say, Cade Stover. We just signed Irvin Smith to a one-year deal. And there's rumblings that the Texans would draft another tight end in this upcoming draft to replace Dalton Schultz when he becomes a free agent. So, do the Texans have any room for Brevin Jordan? And I get where this is coming from, obviously, because as you fill that room up, as you bring in new people, it kind of pushes some people out automatically. You could be playing well, or you could have something unfortunate happen like it did with Brevin Jordan, where he didn't get much time to play last year, and he didn't give a chance to prove himself. I personally love Brevin Jordan's game. I think as a Texan fan, if you remember wild card weekend last year, it was us again kicking it off on Saturday. I got off work, I believe at 3 o'clock, got home, got some popcorn, ate my lunch, and 3:30 Texans kickoff, start off the playoffs again as we usually do on a wild card weekend against the Cleveland Browns. It was a tough game, especially at the start, but ended up destroying the Browns overall in that game. Defense really came to play, 2 pick sixes. But someone who was really, really good in that game is Brevin Jordan. He had that big catch for like catch and run for about 70, 80 yards, if you remember. And something about Brevin Jordan, he's almost, the way I see him, he's almost like a wide receiver, a big wide receiver. He's almost like a Travis Kelce to me, like how Travis Kelce was in his prime. And there's the thing with Brevin Jordan, and that's the concern that I have with him, is the injury concerns. I believe this isn't the first time he's had an injury. Obviously, one as this serious he's had. I don't think he has had before, but he's had injuries he's been dealing with ever since he's been drafted. So my first question would be, for anyone out there, any Texan fans, do you or would you want to see Brevin Jordan get more shots next year? Because the clear answer to me is yes, especially with Dalton Schultz kind of regressing last year. The first year we had him, he was really good, but now he signed that extension, or that was the year prior. But he didn't do as well as he had been last year. And I feel like Brevin Jordan can be that Dalton Schultz if he stays healthy, and he's younger, and probably will be cheaper. So should this deter the Texans from drafting a tight end prospect? I'm not sure. In the article, it suggests Ferguson from Oregon, so that's Terrence Ferguson. I watched him a lot. I watched a lot of Oregon football last year. Terrence Ferguson is really good. He's almost like another big wide receiver who's really good. Not necessarily the best blocker. He's very serviceable there, but is really just a red zone threat and a good pass catcher. I wouldn't hate if the Texans drafted Terrence Ferguson, how high they would draft him. Now, I wouldn't use a top 100 pick on him, I'll say that. But my thing is, reading this article, it's like Brevin Jordan has not given a chance. The Texans, not necessarily they haven't given him a chance, or just the universe has not given Brevin Jordan a chance with last year and his injury. He hasn't had a chance to prove himself truly. I feel like Brevin Jordan can be really special. He can be really good if given the chance and if he stays healthy. He's really fast for a tight end, really fast. And like I said, he's a really good pass catcher. I remember when the Texans drafted him, I believe it was maybe the first year of Nick Caserio's as a GM for the Texans. It was, I think, the year we had very little picks. We had like 5 picks. We drafted Davis Mills with the first one, Nico Collins, and then I think it was Brevin Jordan. And I watched highlights. I hadn't heard of him, and I really liked what I saw. I really liked what I saw when he came to the Texans and when he was playing. I really think he can be really good. The problem is the injuries have happened, and then with Dalton Schultz on the lineup and bringing in guys like Cade Stover, Irv Smith, it has kind of pushed Brevin Jordan away and outside of any real world minutes or any real shot to prove himself. So if you're a Texan fan, let me know what you would do if you're the Texans. Would you draft another tight end? Do you like Terrence Ferguson? Do you like Brevin Jordan? Are you going to defend Dalton Schultz? Let me know down in the comments.